How's it going, everyone? This is Yxlarb here, and welcome back to my Forza Motorsport 7 series. In the last episode, Bosniancheese and I decided to, for the first time in nearly 4 years, get together and record a collaboration Forza video, and that was a ton of fun. So if you haven't checked out that video, be sure to. This time, I am taking a little bit of a step back. I'm going to try to create a more casual video, just a couple of short GT races. Who knows? I mean, we're at least going to start out with one. I was actually planning on doing the last 2 races of the Evolution Open series, which is what we're in the middle of now. However, the second to last race was a rainy day track. It was a wet track, and I was like, yeah, that's not going to be fun. It might be fun for you guys to watch me suck, but it wasn't going to be fun for me, and it didn't end up being fun. In fact, I had to lower the drive guitar difficulty down from expert to highly skilled, which, you know, when I'm running GT cars, I'm like 90% of the time I'm running it on expert difficulty. So we're doing that again here. Here I've got the Chevy C7.R. Yep, Corvette by Corvette Racing, the official race car. Great car, fun car. I actually started using it after I was required to use it for an endurance race event in the career mode, and I was like, hey, this is actually a fun car. And yeah, I was like, why not try something new? I don't usually give the American cars too much attention. At least in terms of, you know, GT racing. So this, I'm glad I did for this car. Anyway, in terms of setup, here's my assists. The only thing that's unusual is that I have rewind on, and that's because I realized, you know, Forza is just 10 times more fun when, you know, catastrophic mistakes are not on the table. You know, just remove them all. Plus, you don't have to use it. It doesn't affect your money to have it on. It doesn't really affect anything to have it on. It just gives you that little safety net. So I'm okay with having it there. But yeah, so as I was saying, I was going to do the last 2 races of the Evolution Open. That would have been the whole video. But now I'm going to have to figure out something else to add in after this. So we'll see. Now I've learned my lesson. I'm going to wait until after the first corner, maybe first couple of corners, before I start commentating too seriously. Because it is just so easy to screw up when you're commentating at the same time, because it is a very technical game, and I want this to go well. Okay, there we go. See, that was a pretty okay corner. Oh jeez, oh jeez. All right, I'm starting to sound like Bosniancheese, but we made it through, and we're in 7th place. So now let's talk. I was gonna say I've been a little rusty with Forza as of late because I've just been so busy. You know, this semester's been. Honestly, it hasn't been any busier than any previous semester. Oh, look, here we go. C6 Corvette in front of us. We're going to pass him real quick. Right, real quick, yo. Ooh. Ooh. That could have gone really badly. But I wouldn't say it's been any busier than any previous semester. It's just that I took on a second job in my law school. For those who don't know, last year I was a teaching assistant for the legal writing class. And this year I'm a teaching assistant again for the same class. But I have also taken on a research assistant position for the moot court class. And for those who don't know, moot court is basically, you know, for those non-law affiliated people, it's basically mock trial. It's a mock trial class. However, there's no actual trial. You know, people kind of make the mistake of thinking like, oh, if you're in court, you're in trial. But no, not necessarily. It's basically mock oral arguments. So, and also mock writing. So you write you write a fake brief, basically, and then you argue that fake brief in front of fake judges. Although later on, you ultimately do go in front of real judges because it turns into a competition. It's a pretty prestigious thing to you know, have moot court experience. I mean, it's seen as prestigious, at least. You know, if you're going for you know, a legal clerkship or something like that, that is like a huge thing. It's like, oh, you did moot court? Wow, you must be, you know, really good. You know, that sort of thing. I feel like prestige isn't quite the right word because you don't actually have to apply to engage in moot court. I mean, you just sign up for the class. But anyway, it's enough talk there. Basically, what my job is I'm a research assistant for that class, and what I do. Or what I've basically done. I'm basically done with the job. It's a temporary position. I've just had this job for almost 4 weeks now. Basically what I've been doing is writing what's called a bench brief. Now, a bench brief isn't the exact same as like the what's called an appellate brief, which is what the students in the class are writing. I'm not writing exactly what they're writing, but basically the bench brief will be given to both the graders of the papers, you know, the briefs that the students hand in, and they'll be going to the judges during the mock oral arguments, right? And I wrote the bench brief. So it's basically, you can, from a layperson's standpoint, it's basically the model answer. I write the model answer. I do all the same research that the students do. I engage in all the same analysis, and I basically come to the quote-unquote perfect answer with the help of the professor of the class. But I'm basically doing 95% of the writing and research. So I basically just clarify with him, like, oh, is this right? We just meet occasionally, whatever. And I basically spent, you know, roughly 30 hours putting this paper together. It's 25 pages, single-spaced. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than that by the time we're done with all the polishing, but most of the heavy work is done. Oh, and wow, we're on the last lap. I better pass this guy soon. So yeah, that's basically been my job for the last 4 weeks. And it's almost done. It's been a fun job. I've been, you know, engaged in, you know, advanced legal research and reasoning because it's, you know, it's a complicated topic, what they're writing on. I won't even bother discussing it. It's very complicated, and it's pretty dry, honestly. You know, the layperson will definitely not be interested in what is being researched. Wow, braked or broke way too much. I don't even know what the proper English there is. But there we are, first place, and this is an expert race. Now, that I think is the right amount of difficulty. Sometimes I go into pro, and it's just, you know, it's just too much. Like, in a short race like this, I can't really catch up to the first place pro racer. So, not dealing with that this time. There we go. Yeah, you know, I thought I sucked at this track more than I did. I'm definitely not perfect by any means, but it actually didn't go bad. Not at all. So yeah, there you go. I just spent the last few minutes talking about my job. But basically, the bottom line is it's been taking away a lot of my free time. You know, my classes take up the normal amount of time. They always do. But then this sort of just was just a huge bonus. And I'm just like, wow, that was a lot of work. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and accept our winnings here. I want them to recognize that we got first place. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. As you can see, I'm rocking that new driver suit, the new driver's gear. It's just, I mean, it comes with the game. I didn't unlock it or anything. It's just that when Bosniancheese and I were doing our video, the car we were using was red and black. And it's like, oh, hey, this has red and black. This suit has red and black on it. It looks really good with the car. So that's the whole reason I changed it, honestly. Wow, there we go. So there we are. As you guys can see, I've been working to 100% this game. It has taken me a long time, but as you can see, I've got both the Seeker and the Breakout championships completed, working on the Evolution Championship, of course, and just taking it one step at a time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and figure out what the next race we're going to do is. Alright guys, this one's going to be a little bit of an experiment, actually. I moved the Drivatar difficulty up to Pro, which typically I can't beat in a short race. But to counterbalance that a little bit, I have made me go against only a single Drivatar rather than 23. And I think that's going to be real interesting. I don't know if it's going to be a cakewalk. It very well may be. But this isn't my go-to GT car anyway. Like I said, like I've said before, I'd rather use one of the two Lambos or the Audi R8. But let's see how it goes. This is actually the track that got rained out during the Evolution Open series I was running. It was the 5th race that I was planning on recording, but couldn't because of the weather. Well, I could have, but I didn't want to because of the weather, I should say. So I figured, hey, this is the perfect race to add on to the second half of this video. And we get to race against a crossbow. KTM crossbow. I've only driven that car a couple of times. Not on this account. But, let's see. Oh, wow, he's taking that real slow. Let's take advantage and stay ahead. I remember that thing having insane acceleration. But we'll see. This might be relatively easy. I'm braking so early. I need to not do that because you see he's right on me now after that. Let's go because his acceleration and top speed is definitely better than mine. as evidenced by the fact that he's right there and we're not pulling away whatsoever. God, I could definitely get better at taking this corner as well. Oh, he's right there. That's scary, man. It's like Batman hunting me down. And now he's gone. Okay, maybe I scared him. He heard the word Batman. He's like, oh my god, is Yxlarb Batman? No, I meant you, buddy. But that's okay. You be scared all you want. Stay back. Although he is catching up, and rather quickly. I mean, we've got 4 laps to do. Jeez, I took that poorly too. I am feeling the pressure from this guy. This is definitely turned into a defensive race. This is not an offensive race, which is the kind I usually partake in. Usually I don't have someone who's faster than me behind me. Usually I'm faster than everyone and I'm behind them. But that might tell you that I'm playing on like too easy of a difficulty. Here we are. That lap definitely could have gone better, but here he is. He's only half a second behind going into lap 2. That was a good corner, though. Oh, yeah. Didn't even have to cheat on that corner to get ahead. This is good. See, too early again. I like don't know what that corner takes. Yeah, there he goes. He's just like a bat out of hell, honestly. Somehow still 1 full second ahead. It's like here, like see, like right there, I waited longer to brake, and I ended up screwing it up. Screwing it up. Screwing it up. I don't know why I can't speak today. Back up to a second. And now we're entering AI territory. This is where they definitely drive better than I do. My mistake is I almost never go down to second gear there. I always stay up in third. And then I always think like, oh shoot, I should have been down in second. So that time I actually did go down to second. All it's going to take is just one mistake from me and he's going to be ahead. Whoa. Speaking of mistakes, he must have made one because now he's over 3 seconds behind. Honestly, I want to know what he did there. I want to know what happened to him. I'm going to have to look it up after the race. Look into the replay. Could have been a little better, but that's okay. Shouldn't look behind when I don't need to. Force me to go off the track. See, this corner was better, but it's still, I still can't optimally brake the way I'd want to. It's not as good as it could be, I guess. We're still saving time, though, so we must be doing something right. There we go. That was actually pretty spot on, pretty much what I'd want. It's a little slow on the exit, but that's almost purposeful because this car at that corner especially just spins right out, so you need to keep it composed. Yeah, that guy had an accident or whatever he did. He went off the track or something, and he's still catching up like crazy. Down to second, don't forget. Oh, that was probably too early of a downshift. Oh, God, he's emerging from the smoke. Gotta go defensive here. Might just catch up any second. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm hyper-focused. I'm not great at driving this car, but I'm doing what I can to stay ahead. I know for a fact, if I didn't catch him on that first corner, he'd be ahead right now, and he'd be, you know, a third of a lap away. I know. And that's the best-case scenario. And, of course, if he was that far ahead, I'd be, you know, engaging in some really silly, like ridiculously risky moves to try to catch up to him, and then I end up crashing and then be a full lap behind. That's what would happen. Now, we're not taking this first section as well as we did last lap. But it is the last lap, so. Alright. Oh. A little too much. A little too aggressive there. That results in him being way too close for comfort. All right, he's taking that nice and wide. Probably faster the way he's doing it, but I know. Yeah, see, I went down to second too early there. I have to figure out that balance. For sure. That would help me a lot in this section. If you start off slow in this section, you're just going to end up slow the whole time. Oh my god, he's right there. There we go. There we go. That's a win. That's an easy win. Oh, well, not an easy win, I shouldn't say. But wow, he was right there. Like, just one bad corner away from passing me. Now we gotta know, what the hell did he do to screw himself over the way he did? Let's find out. Alright guys, here we are. We're in the replay, and we should be seeing sometime very soon what ends up happening. I'm pretty sure this is close. No, not quite. It's in this next section, I believe, that something ended up happening that just caused him to lose 2 seconds. And I'm just really curious about what it was, so let's see. This is actually a really fun race to watch in replay mode because of how close it was. Let's see, like, see, he's just right on me there. Now let's see. This is, oh, this is what he does. Okay, okay. Does he crash? No. So that explains the 2-second loss. It wasn't that catastrophic, but wow, that's fun. Okay. Well, let's shift our attention to the real number 1 here, shall we? Now that was fun. Now I will admit openly that there's probably no way I would have won that race if I didn't get into first place at the first corner. That was incredible luck on my part. He must have taken it, you know, extra slow or something. But either that, or he would have had to make, you know, a substantial mistake. A mistake bigger than the one he just made. Because honestly, you know, he made that mistake and then he was back on me within half a lap. So I really just don't see how that race would have been possible otherwise. Now, I have definitely beaten pro races, as I've beaten unbeatable races. But the difference there is that I'm using a car that, 1, can be argued to be better in general, but 2, I'm way better at utilizing. Like the Lamborghini Gallardo GT car, that is my go-to car. I can kick some ass with that car. Not to toot my own horn too much, but way better than this car, I think. At least with assists off. I mean, this car with traction control and stability and all that off, it's just a really tough car to drive. It's a tough car to drive fast. You know, it's easy enough to learn, but mastering this car is difficult. Whereas you have, you know, cheater cars like Evos and Lambos, because they have all-wheel drive, you can really get yourself out of any predicament and just massacre corners. Now that crossbow, I'd really be curious to find out what its drive is. I imagine it's rear-wheel drive, but it could very well be all-wheel drive. So there we go. See, this is the end of lap 3. Boom. He's just like a second and change behind me. It's crazy. It's just crazy how close it was. So I'm lucky I got into first place, but there we are, guys. Now I know not to try going against the KTM with this car again. That is just not what it's built to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know what we're doing next time. Could be more casual racing. Could be something else fun. You know, it's all fun at the end of the day. So just if there's anything in particular you'd like to see, feel free to leave a comment and I'll decide. So stay tuned for the next one, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.